What I will be cooking today is ravioli. This is the first time I'm making it. I've had a look at a video before and I saw an Italian chef preparing it. So we'll go with what they've taught me, and this is it pretty much. We'll find out what it's gonna come out as. It seems like it's a pretty simple thing to do. You just need some flour and eggs. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna put into the ravioli later, but I will show you and we'll see how it's gonna taste. So the first thing is first, we have flour. I've prepared flour before. It's 200 grams of plain flour. We also add 2 eggs. So it looks like the proportions are 200 grams, 2 eggs, so probably 300 grams, 3 eggs, and so on, so on. We will mix that now, and then we will be making the dough. And I think that's the most laborious thing here. Once you make the dough, you just have to roll it out and create the shapes. So let's get to it. So we beat 2 eggs into the flour, just in the middle. One egg, second egg. And I will start mixing it with a fork. Later I will use my hands. As you saw, it takes a little bit of time to do the dough, about 10 minutes, but it came out the way it should have come out. It's yellowish. I think the consistency, it's what it should be. That you will know what it should be. It comes with experience. Like I said, I've never made ravioli before, but I did do noodles in the past, and it's pretty much a little bit harder than, it's definitely harder than bread dough, but then again, bread dough does grow and it's very cushiony, whereas this is pretty hard. It's not going to be as hard once you cook it, because then the water will make it soft and easy to eat. But let's roll it out and see what we will put into it. So as you can see, I've made 3 pieces. I'm gonna start rolling one. Oops. And then I will see how big it's gonna get. I'll go with the biggest one. I will use a little bit of flour, squash it out. Best if it would be square, like squared shape, rectangular. With the rest, apparently you can just put a little bit of olive oil on it and put it in the fridge. You can make something nice out of this later. So as you saw, we've rolled out a sheet. It's quite big. I still have 2 more doughs left. So we have the dough ready and it's already rolled out. I've actually managed to roll out 3 pieces. I did show you this before, but I think this is the biggest one. That's quite a lot. Now, with the filling, what I thought I will do is, like I said, I will use some vegetables. So I will use mixed peppers. These are red and orange. Finely chopped onions and some tomatoes. And I will add a few garlic cloves. So what I will do is I will fry the onions, add the peppers, and at the end do the tomatoes with garlic somewhere in the middle. I will season it probably, and then once the water evaporates from this, make it a little bit stickier, I will start adding this stuff into the dough to make a ravioli. So I did chop the garlic earlier, and I will be adding the garlic now. Now, I heard somewhere or read somewhere that garlic shouldn't be cooked for too long because it becomes bitter. So I'll just throw it in the middle for a little bit, fry it, and then we'll mix it up. So what we are doing now is we are adding the stuffing, the vegetables, into the dough. I did make a few earlier, and they are in a bit of flour, but pretty much this is what it looks like. I think, well, it's not going to be as perfect as you get from a shop, but this is the ravioli that I've made. It is a little bit bigger than the stuff that I would see in shops, but it's my first one, so we learn as we go. Like I said, this is what I would do. I would take a tablespoon of the stuff that I made earlier, put it into the dough, like this, because you can make few out of one of these doughs. I'll start with the bigger one, it's gonna be just easier. And then I will use my fingers at first around the veggies so that it doesn't escape anywhere. You could probably make a third one out of this, and then I will cut it with a knife. So there we go, we've got two of them here. There we go. So the knife does close this off a little bit, and then I would use a fork. Sometimes it sticks a little bit. I should put flour on the kitchen top, but I haven't. Well, never mind, it's not a disaster. Why I am doing this with the fork, because I am actually scared that it might fall apart in the water once it's boiling. So I just want to close this off as securely as I can. I don't know if this is the method. Maybe they have some kind of a device. They probably do, but I don't. Like I said, it's my first time. But they come out quite nice. I know that they are bigger. They probably should have been half of the size, but I am actually happy with this stuff. I'll make one more out of it. So the sauce came out a little bit, but I think it will work. There we go. We did close it off. I am actually very scared that they will fall apart in the water. We'll see. knows how many of them I have. So definitely about 10, maybe more, maybe 12. Never mind, let's now boil them and see what will happen. Okay, so we will be throwing them in the water. As you can see, the water is boiling. We'll see what will happen. I already did 3, and I'm gonna show you in a second what they came out as. So I will drop them in for about 5 minutes. I don't want to add too many of them because I want them to have quite a lot of space. Okay, let's leave them as they are. And this is the end result. This is what they came out as. So I'm gonna try them in a minute. I just don't want to leave the boiling ones unattended, just in case. And they didn't fall apart, so I think that's a good thing. And we'll try them. We still have about 6 left, so yeah, about 12. I did about 12. It did take a long time though. Okay, never mind. So the raviolis are all cooked now. It took about 10 minutes per batch. I did throw in 3 or 4 per go because I didn't want to have too many of them in the pot, and didn't want to make a mess out of it, especially if they would be falling apart. But they haven't been falling apart. This is pretty much one of them. Let's cut it in half. This is pretty much what they came out as. So that's half of a ravioli. I did already try one and they are good, especially the stuffing. I did a very simple stuffing. I just added, as you saw, some peppers, onions, garlic and tomatoes, and just boiled that up. Fried it a little bit and then boiled it up, so everything would be soft. Now, I would suggest when you throw the raviolis, when they are all done, I would suggest you throw them in for about 10 minutes, so the dough is soft. This is no shop dough, so it will need to be boiled properly, so it's not raw. Now let's see what it tastes like. I did already have one, to be honest, before I recorded this, to make sure that they do taste okay. I wouldn't have been doing this from the beginning. Okay, let's see. This is very good stuff. I would maybe add a little bit of pepper on top of them. If you won't eat all of them, what I would suggest is, what you can do is you can add a little bit of olive oil onto the pan, throw them for 2-3 minutes, just warm them up and have them like that later. But straight out of the water, very good, very tasty. The dough, the recipe that I saw in that program, spot on, very good. And it doesn't fall apart when it's being cooked. So those proportions, 2 eggs per 200 grams of flour, that's it. That must be it. Just follow it. Remember, add salt to the water when you are boiling them, so they do get a little bit of flavor. Okay, take care and have a good day. Bye.